fairgoers are trying to stay cool tonight.
Another hot one to wrap up the week. Meteorologist Tim Jones is live at the Buffalo County Fair tonight in Kearney. Tim, how's the fair out there going? He's always at the
Hey guys, really heating up here at the Buffalo County Fairgrounds. And guess what, Colin and Katie, some of the rides that we rode on last week at the Adams County Fair, they're here. Let's take a little tour. You can see there's that slide right over there that Katie cheated at. Up here we've got the Ferris wheel, which we took the ride on. We all know that. And this way, no, there's not very many people here, but as you might know, we didn't have a zombie apocalypse. We didn't have bodies raised up to heaven, so to speak. It's just people have to work. Things are going on. I anticipate it getting busy here in a little bit. Over there, there's that super shot that we rode on. Nobody's on it right now, but I imagine that thing will get going. Maybe I'll go on it later. In the meantime, you know, when you come to the county fairgrounds and you park, really the first thing you're greeted with here is the Midway and all the rides. And if you missed some of those rides at the last couple county fairs, well, they're all here right now, and I might have to get on some too. In the meantime, it's pretty warm out there, and of course we have that heat advisory in the southeastern part of the state until 7 o'clock. So only really another couple hours where the heat indices, the feel-like temperatures were well over 100, 105 degrees. Here it's right about low 90s right now. Of course, we don't have anything on radar. Things are quiet. That's okay, but we could really use some rain here as we get through the weekend. We'll just have hit or miss chances as we see temperatures across the state. We're seeing a lot of upper 80s to 90s, even some hundreds down to the southwest. But you know, the dew points are mostly in the 60s to 70s, so it gets that oppressive heat out here. The winds haven't been too bad, but tonight we'll see an overnight low in the low 70s. Tomorrow we'll start off in those 70s, warm to the mid 80s by noon, and we'll see those highs back in the 90s. So the big question, how long will that heat wave stick around? Well, I'll let you know that coming up, when our next chances for rain are. And coming up, Maine Weather, we're going to talk to some folks that are experiencing some of this fair and what they think of it and what brings them here. In the meantime, we'll send it back to you guys. Welcome back, everybody. I'm live at the Buffalo County Fairgrounds. Beautiful day, a little hot, a little humid, but nothing we didn't expect, and also nothing we really don't expect for Nebraska at County Fair time. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to the Richardson family in a minute, see what kind of fun they're going to get into tonight. In the meantime, let's get weather out of the way. Obviously, it's about the same as it's been the last couple days. Starting off with Doppler 5 live radar, things are quiet across the state. We still have that heat advisory in effect for about another hour and 45 minutes. That's because those heat indices, or the feel-like temperatures, are over 100 to about 105, and most of that heat has been off to the southeast, in the southeastern part of Nebraska and the northeastern part of Kansas. Obviously, it's still very warm here. We're mostly seeing low 90s across most of the state, with some upper 90s, even hundreds that have nosed in throughout the day. But up the north, a little cooler, but we'll get a little break as we end the weekend. So we're going into our weekend much differently than the way, or we'll end it rather, much differently than the way we started it. So you see those temperatures across the board there, and you know, even though we're warm, we're going to stay warm tonight. Once again, we'll be in those lower 70s. We've had that last couple nights, but again, next week we're going to have a cold front come through and knock us back, and that'll be kind of nice, scour out some of that humidity. The only thing we really need is some showers and thunderstorms, which we'll talk about in the 7-day forecast, but at least we'll get those cooler overnight temperatures as well, where we'll start off in the morning. We'll be generally in the low 70s. We'll warm up into mostly the mid 80s across the state, and then we'll top off once again in the 90s. Here in the Tri-Cities, we'll see those low 90s for the most part, and we'll even see those mid to upper 90s around other places. Up the north, we'll see a whole lot of low 90s from Ainsworth back down to Loop City, Broken Bow, Ord. We'll see those upper 80s to low 90s. Back to the southwest, McCook, we'll see temperatures right in those mid to upper 90s as well. Here at home, we'll see those low 90s once again, and well, the winds won't be quite as breezy. We'll even have a chance for a shower or thunderstorm between the late morning to early afternoon hours, but again, everything's real hit or miss. And through the next 7 days, well, we'll start off tomorrow with those 90s, which we've continued the last couple days, but we'll finish Sunday back to the 80s, and then as we get into Monday, Tuesday next week, we'll be back in the mostly in the low to mid 80s, so that's kind of a nice break. It's almost too bad though we didn't get this kind of weather here for the fair here in the Buffalo County Fair. So I want to bring it back. And the Richardson family, how y'all doing?
Good.
All right, so you're Allie, right?
Yeah.
Allie, how old are you?
14.
Okay, when you get older, slap me if I ever ask you that, all right? Because you don't ask a woman her age. You know,
Okay.
Okay, so where are you from?
Omaha.
Okay, well, welcome here. And some of you are from Kennesaw, is that right?
Yes.
All right. So what's you've kind of you're the designated spokesperson here.
Yeah.
It's a little quiet around here. It doesn't matter to you because things are going to get going. What's the first order of business here?
Rides.
Okay, anything in particular?
This one right here.
Okay. All right. So I'm not doing that with you, okay? Sorry.
It's okay.
So what do you guys like most about coming to the fairs? Do you, anything in particular?
Rides and food.
Oh yeah. What do you think you're going to eat later?
Funnel cakes.
Oh yeah. What's your name?
Kale.
Kale. What are you going to eat?
Funnel cakes.
Really? Will you get me one?
for $1.
So while you guys are having fun on the rides, will the grown-ups go to the beer garden later and maybe listen to some live music?
Maybe.
Does Grandma roll that way?
No.
She won't? Do you roll that way?
Not too much.
Okay, so you're here to enjoy the family and everything, right? So have you been to the Buffalo County Fair before?
Me? Oh, many, 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 many times.
And what do you like about it?
Just the people and all the fun that happens. It's just fun to bring the kids.
Okay, so what's one thing that you can tell the folks at home that maybe are thinking about coming here that have never been here? What's one thing you can tell folks that you think is cool that they might enjoy?
I like to go through the 4-H building and see what all the kids in the county are doing.
Yeah, and you know, it seems like as I go around to the county fairs, a lot of people I ask that, and they say the same thing. The 4-H. What's so neat to you about the 4-H kids?
I just think it's a really good organization, and I was a 4-H'er back in the day.
A little plug for you. All right, guys. So we're running out of time, so let's do this. On the count of 3, let's hit those rides. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Let's go. I'll see you over there. All right, guys. Buffalo County Fair. I'm going to go join these guys on some rides. In the meantime, we'll send it back to you. And you know what? You're a little far away from the studio. I wish you guys could come out here and join me because we could have some rematch on a couple of those things that Katie cheated at last week.
Cheated? I don't know about that. I would say won.
Yeah, a couple of those. I don't think Tim wants to go to that soccer goal again.
I think he just faked him out, too. He's not going to the ride.
I was going to say that spinning one, he wants no part of that.
He won't do it. We
tried.
tried.
Weak stomach.